Good morning, students. How are you? Hope you are doing great. This is Dr. B. Tulasi, working as Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Vignan's Nerula Institute of Technology and Sciences for Women. In the last session, we have seen the first unit, and let us see what are the contents of the first unit. In the unit 1, we have seen the structure of the complex systems, the inherent complexity of the software, attributes of the complex system, organized and disorganized complexity, bringing order to chaos, designing complex systems, evolution of object model, foundation of object model, elements of object model, applying the object model. If you have any doubts regarding the topics, you can go back and visit the links given in the YouTube. Coming to the today's session, we are going to see the contents of the Unit 2. Coming to the syllabus of Unit 2, today we are going to study about the classes and objects. Here, the nature of the object, relationships among the objects, nature of the classes, relationships among the classes, interplay of classes and objects, identifying classes and objects, importance of proper classification, identifying classes and objects, key abstractions and mechanisms. Let us see the topics one by one. The first topic of today's session is classes and objects. Here we are going to see the brief introduction about the classes and objects. We all know that object is nothing but an instance of class, and class is a collection of objects. And coming to the object-oriented analysis, when we use object-oriented methods to analyze or design a complex software system, our basic building blocks are classes and objects. And an object is an abstraction of something in a problem domain, reflecting the capabilities of a system to keep information about it, interact with it, and sometimes it need to do the both. Objects have an internal state that is recorded in a set of attributes. Objects have a behavior that is expressed in terms of operations. The execution of operations changes the state of the object and stimulates the execution of operations in other objects. Objects have an origin in a real-world entity. Classes represents group of objects which have same behavior and information structures. Every object is an instance of a single class. Class is a kind of type, an abstract data type, or an entity. Classes are the same in both analysis and designing. A class defines the possible behaviors and the information structure of all its object instances. This is a brief introduction of the classes and objects, which we have discussed right now. Next topic, nature of a class. The concepts of a class and an object are tightly interwoven. For we cannot talk about an object without regard for its class. However, there are important differences between these two terms, whereas an object is a concrete entity that exists in time and space. A class represents only an abstraction, the essence of an object, as it were. Thus, we may speak of the class mammal, which represents the characteristics common to all the mammals. To identify a particular mammal in the class, we must speak of this mammal, that mammal, etc. A class is a set of objects that share a common structure, common behavior, and common semantics. A single object is simply an instance of a class. Object is a concrete entity that exists in the time and space, but class represents only an abstraction. A class may be an object, is not a class. In the figure, in the PPT, you can see a class with the TV having instances of Derek's TV, Jack's TV, and John's TV. TV is a class. It is having different instances. One is Derek's TV, one is Jack's TV, and another one is John's TV. So, coming to the next property, interface and implementation. The interface of a class provides its outside view and therefore emphasizes the abstraction while hiding its structure and secrets of its behavior. The interface primarily consists of the declaration of all the operators applicable to instance of this class, but may also include the declaration of other classes, constants, variables and exceptions as needed to complete the abstraction. The implementation of a class is its inside view, which encompasses the secrets of its behavior. The implementation of a class consists of a class. The interface of the class is divided into the following 4 parts. First one is public. A declaration that is accessible to all the clients. It means it can be accessible to all the clients, then we can define it as a public. Next one is protected. A declaration that is accessible only to the class itself and its subclasses. Then that is known as protected. Coming to the next one, that is private. A declaration that is accessible only to the class itself. Then that is known as private. Coming to the next one, package. A declaration that is accessible only by the classes in the same package. Then that is known as package. In the PPT, you can see the implementation of the television class having different attributes and operations with a different visibility. Here, the plus symbol indicates the public. It means it can be accessible all the clients. The minus symbol indicates the private. As I told you that private is accessible only to the class itself. And next, hash symbol is used to represent the protected. Protected means it is accessible only to the class itself and its subclasses. And next one is package. Here the package declaration is used to access only by the classes which are in the same package. So these are the visibilities which we are using in the classes for representing the attributes and the operations. Coming to the next one, class lifecycle. We may come to understand the behavior of a simple class just by understanding the semantics of its distinct public operations in isolation. However, the behavior of more interesting classes involves the interaction of their various operations over the lifetime of each of their instances. It means how the class is interacting, how the interaction of their various operations in its lifetime of a class, that represents the class lifetime. In the PPT, you can see the life cycle of a plant so that you can better understand what is life cycle means. Here, if you see the plant, here it starts from the seed. It grows. It gives fruits. Again, after that it dies. It means that is how the life cycle of a plant is. Similarly, how the class is performing, how the class is interacting, how the class is interacting with various operations, that gives the life cycle of a class. This is regarding the classes. So here we have discussed the nature of the class and what is the visibility of the class and what is the life cycle of a class. Hope you have understood well about the concepts. Let's have a quick recap about the topics. What we have gone through today's session. We have seen the nature of the object. The nature of the object is it should be of 3 types. First one is tangible or visible thing. Second one is it should be apprehended intellectually. And next one is it should thought or action directed. Next, coming to the what is object. In this we have seen that object is a tangible entity that exhibits some well-defined behavior. So, which is physically visible is object and which is not physically visible. It means time, beauty, air, colors are not objects. And we have seen that 3 properties of the object, they are state, behavior, identity. Here we have seen also the operations of an object. And coming to the operations, we have seen 5 types of operations. First one is modifier, selector, iterator, constructor and destructor. Next, we have seen the object lifespan. In that we have seen a image of a person from the birth to the death to represent the lifespan of an object. Next, we have gone through the roles and responsibilities. So, role is nothing but a mask and the responsibilities of a person who plays the role. And next, we have seen the relationships among the objects. we have seen two types of relationships. First one is links and second one is aggregation. Next, we have seen the nature of the class. We know that class is a set of objects that share the common structure and a common behavior. In this, we have seen an example TV, and it is having three instances. First one is Derex and second one is John and Job. These are the three instances of a class TV, and that example we have seen in the nature of the class. Next, we have seen the class life cycle. In this life cycle, how the class is interacting with the other operations has been seen. Relationships among the classes has been seen here. The relationships are association, inheritance, aggregation, using, instantiation and meta-class. Next, we have seen the interplay of classes and objects. And next, we have seen the classification. And the classification means whereby we order the knowledge. Here we have seen the difficulty of the classification. Next, we have seen identifying the classes and objects. In this, we have seen three types. First one is classical categorization, second one is conceptual clustering, and third one is the prototype theory. And coming to the next one, how you identify the classes and objects by using this object-oriented analysis. Here we have seen 6 approaches. First one is classical approach, and second one is behavioral analysis, third one is domain analysis, fourth one is use case analysis, fifth one is CRC cards, and sixth one is structured analysis. And next we have seen the key abstractions and mechanisms. In this we have seen the how to identify the key abstractions, how to find the key abstractions. And in this unit we have entirely covered about the objects and classes. And now coming to the quiz part. See, in the quiz part I have given some questions. Those are: what is an object? What is a class? What are operations of objects? What are relationships of objects? What are the roles played by object during the participation in link? I told the 3 roles. If you can remember those 3 roles, you know the answer. What are the relationships of classes? What are the types of inheritance? Inheritance also I told 2 types. First one is single inheritance, second one is multiple inheritance. And next, what is classification? What are the general approaches of classification? Name the object-oriented analysis approaches. I told the 6 methods. What is meant by key abstraction? What are the approaches to identify the classes and objects? These are the quiz questions in this unit 2. If you can answer these questions, I hope that you understood the class well. If you have any doubts, don't worry. Go back and play the videos. Thank you so much. Let's meet in the next session. Till then, have a safe day. Follow SMS, sanitizers, masks and social distancing. Also, wash your hands thoroughly. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you once again.